Welcome, Mike Newton here. I've got a little head-to-head today with two of new irons, TaylorMade M2 iron against the M2 Tour iron. So I've just done a review on the Tour iron on my channel if you want to go and watch that. But this is going to be a head-to-head. So M2 iron is the bigger, chunkier, more forgiving. TaylorMade said it's very powerful, high ball flight, more distance. M2 is a sort of slightly more compact head design, a little bit neater, so maybe aimed at more of the sort of mid to low handicap guy. But maybe just interesting to see the difference between the performance of these two clubs. So whether one is more powerful than the other one maybe creating different spin launch numbers. We'll have a look. We're going to hit them against each other on the GC2 here. So I've got to have I've got the KBS stiff flex 1/2 inch longer. I'm going to put that shaft into this head when we swap over, so we've got hopefully a very similar comparison here with shaft wise. But we're going to start with the M2 Tour iron, hit about 4 or 5 shots with that one, and then we'll swap over. Okay, let's get cracking. So M2 Tour iron to start with. As I said, it's a lovely looking iron, this. Nice solid strike. Didn't quite get hold of that one. Okay, we'll hit one more with this one. Just pushed it, good solid strike, just pushed slightly. Okay, so I'm going to swap this shaft over. We'll be back shortly and we'll try the M2 iron against it. Okay, so got the KBS now, shaft switched over into the M2 head. So we've hit the Tour. This is the M2. We'll hit 4 shots with this, and then we'll compare some numbers and see if there's any difference on performance here. So I've just changed the flight to the colour of the flight here on the screen to a white, so you can see the difference here. I think as I present that down by the golf ball, there's definitely a bigger, chunkier profile head here, a lot more offset than the Tour version. Straight shot. A solid strike. Strike again, just slightly pulled. Feels very solid though, to be honest. One more with this. Okay, so that's 4 shots hit with that. Let's have a look at some numbers, compare them and see what the differences are. Okay, so number time here, guys. I'm just going to quickly show you the flights there between the two. So you see the red one was a Tour iron. Just had one that leaked off a little bit to the right there. The white flight was just the standard M2 Tour. Just had that one that pulled a little bit left there. The rest of them were pretty solid. If you have a look at the dispersion rings there, so we can clearly see there the original M2 is just sneaking a bit on distance, which is maybe what we're going to expect here. But we're going to have a little delve into some numbers and see maybe why. Okay, so red is the Tour, white section is the standard M2. So seeing here a little bit more club head speed there, to be honest. I'm not sure why. I didn't really feel the difference in the weight there. I had exactly the same shaft in the two heads there, but just squeezed out a little bit more club head speed. I don't know why. Ball speed, obviously, from that has popped up. I could maybe argue here, obviously, there's a little bit more. There's a less loft in the M2 against the Tour. I think it's about 2 degrees stronger on the standard M2 here. So this is going to equate to a little bit more, touch more ball speed there. But I think there's a little bit of club head speed helping that ball speed. I did, to be honest, strike that pretty good, to be fair, and I probably felt I struck it a little bit better than the Tour iron, to be honest. So smash factor's just up a little bit. Launch is down a little bit. Again, maybe because of this loft, slightly less loft here. Side spin's pretty good. Backspin will obviously come down about 400 revs there. So again, delivering a little bit less loft. It's going to drag that spin down a little bit. So that combination there of the slightly quicker club head, more ball speed, touch low on the launch, touch low on the spin is always going to give you a different distance number. And generally it is much further. So you can see there, 7 yards more carry there. Against the Tour iron. So I think really 2 irons that are aimed at different golfers here, but I think the loft plays a little bit of a part of that more than anything really. Okay, so that's our little head-to-head done. So I don't think there's any surprise there really on what was going to be the outcome, to be honest. So the M2 iron did actually pip it in terms of distance, but maybe that's because of those slightly stronger lofts, lowers that launch, increases that ball speed, lowers that spin, and as that most of you know now, that equates to more distance. So it's probably getting a bit more out of it because of that, more than I would say the tech a little bit. Having said that, between the 2 flights, they still got up and out there, which, you know, again, these are maybe stronger on the lofts, but you know, they're still getting up and out there. I quite like that higher flight. Obviously, I personally myself, I'll be edging towards the M2 Tour purely on the looks, really. And a little bit more spin there, which as most of you know with myself, I do produce a low spin number with my irons, so I would always like to get that spin number up a little bit, which gives me a bit of control at the other end when it comes into land on the green here. So as I say, maybe two different irons really aimed at 2 different golfers, but I think at the end of the day, you know, golfers are very individual. They're looking for possibly some gains here in distance. A lot of people I still get through the studio, they just want some more yards, you know, and they might not be too fussed on what it does at the other end in terms of stopping. They just want to hit it a bit further, you know, and maybe I would say that M2, a lot more forgiving. You still get that higher flight, but you get a lot more distance. So that's going to suit, still going to suit a lot of golfers. And it is going to be a popular iron, I feel. But interesting comparison there between the 2. So yeah, I think you've got to maybe go and test these yourself. Get yourself on a launch monitor with a good fitter. There's obviously a lot of shaft options here. There's different lie angles, and then, you know, get yourself fit. That's the key really here. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Comment down below if you got any comments on between that little test I've done there. Have you tried any of these irons recently? If so, let me know. Comment down below. Please subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you all very soon.